Good evening and welcome to CSI Sportsnet for exclusive coverage of NCAA Division III women's volleyball. Tonight's matchup features the College of Staten Island, the Dolphins, taking on the Mariners of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. We were scheduled to go on the air approximately 15 minutes ago. We're sorry for the delay, but we're here with you for first serve in this volleyball match between the Dolphins and the Mariners. Before we get started, I will share with you the starters for both sides. For the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, number 1, Jordy Macbeth. Number 5, Nicole Evanson. Number 8, Kylie Kappas. Number 10, Dominique Pope. Number 12, Kate Leffler. Number 14, Kayla Gleason. And number 17, Gabby Marianakis. And I'll share the Dolphin starters with you in just a moment as we're underway. First serve to the Mariners. And it's returned toward the net by the Dolphins, looking to get it over. Sandy Mila could not. And the first point of the match goes to the Mariners. The starters for the Dolphins: number 3, Siobhan Gronich; number 7, Vanessa Reyes; number 12, Sandy Mila; number 15, Catherine Adams; number 17, and play resumed once again, and another point to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Continuing with the starters for the Dolphins: number 17, Alexandria Bochi-Ansa, as the Mariners serve once again. Dug out nicely by Victoria Wong. It goes over. Set by the Mariners. The attack by number 14, Kayla Gleason. It's blocked by the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, and the point goes to the Mariners after the attempted attack by Gronich. And finishing out the starters for the Dolphins: number 18, Jessica Caffiero, and the libero is number 10, Victoria Wong. And that will go down as a service ace for Kylie Kappas. It's quickly 4-0 in favor of the Mariners. It will be a serve for Kylie Kappas once again. Dug out by Sandy Miller, the set by Caffiero, and the attack by Gronich right on the line. And the Dolphins have their first point of the match. 4-1 is the score now in favor of the Mariners. The Dolphins come in having split 2 of their last 4 matches as Jessica Caffiero serves, and that one is ruled out. Service error by Caffiero. The score now 5-1 in favor of the Mariners. The Dolphins come in, as I mentioned, having split 2 of their last 4 matches, including victories over Medgar Evers and Sarah Lawrence, and defeats at the hands of William Patterson and Brooklyn College. All of those matches 3-set matches, with the exception of a Dolphins 3-set to 2-set victory over Sarah Lawrence. Served to the Dolphins now. Our score 5-2 here in the first set. Siobhan Gronich will serve for CSI. And the attack by Kayla Gleason, the kill by Kayla Gleason. The score now 6-2 in favor of the Mariners. Serve to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. It will be Jordy Macbeth serving. It's dug out by Wong. Set by Caffiero. The attack and kill by Sandy Mila. Score now 6-3 in favor of the Mariners. Serve back to the Dolphins. It will be Victoria Wong serving for CSI. And serve by Wong just over the top of the net. It's set by Kappas. The attack by number 12, Kate Leffler, grazes the top of the net and lands on the other side. A kill for Leffler and another point for the Mariners, who lead this first set by a score of 7-3. It will be Kayla Gleason serving now for the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Sandy Mila got a piece of it. Gronich plays it toward the net. Played over now by the Dolphins. The set by Kappas and the kill for the Mariners. They now lead 8-3. It will be Gleason serving once again. Dug out by Gronich, set by Caffiero. Reyes with the attack. Knocked up into the air by Gleason. And the attack and kill by Dominique Pope. Score now 9-3 in favor of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. This is the first set of this match between the Dolphins and Mariners. The serve by Kayla Gleason is dug out by Victoria Wong. Caffiero bumps it up in the air. Gronich plays it back over. Set by Kappas. The attack dug out by Wong, but that one well out of play. And the point goes to the Mariners. A timeout will be called by the Dolphins here early in this first set. Our score, 10-3 in favor of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. While we have a break, we'll talk a bit more about those last 4 matches the Dolphins played. Each pair of 2 matches was part of a tri-match, one tri-match taking place on Monday, October 10th, the second tri-match taking place on Saturday, October 15th. On October 10th, the first match the Dolphins played was against Brooklyn College. The first 2 sets of that match, not really competitive. Brooklyn College taking those sets by scores of 25-15 and 25-14. The third set much closer. Third set was much closer, 25-22. The Dolphins' lack of size really hurt them in that match. They were outblocked 8-0, and lack of size continues to be an issue for the Dolphins at the net. As we resume play here, that serve will go down as an ace for Kayla Gleason. Score now 11-3 in favor of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. And that serve by Gleason barely grazing the top of the net before dropping down on the opposite side just in front of Jessica Caffiero of the Dolphins. Score now 12-3 in favor of the Mariners. The Gleason serve dug out by Wong. Set by Caffiero. Reyes with the attack. A couple of Mariners get a piece of it, but they can't return it back over the net. And the Dolphins pick up the point. Score now 12-4. It will be Vanessa Reyes serving for CSI. Once again set by Kappas for the Mariners. Wong bumps it back over. Set once again, attacked by Gleason. Dug out by Reyes, the set for Sandy Mila. And that one bumped over again by the Mariners. Another attack by the Dolphins. Ochi Ansa. And once again, the Mariners able to return the ball back over. And the Mila attack is blocked at the net. Blocked once again. 2 blocks by Kylie Kappas. And the attack by Gronich off the net, an error. And U.S. Merchant Marine Academy picks up their 13th point of this first set. A great job at the net by Kylie Kappas with 2 blocks for the Mariners, preventing the Dolphins' attack from yielding any points. And it will be a serve for Nicole Evanson. And the attempted dig results in a low line drive that travels under the net, point and ace for the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. The score now 14-4. Served by Evanson once again. The attack by Sandy Mila. And the Mariners attack by Dominique Pope over the back line, an error. Dolphins pick up the point. Our score here in this first set now 14-5. It will be Sandy Mila serving for the Dolphins. Set once again by Kappas, attack by Dominique Pope. Now it's Siobhan Granish with the attack for the Dolphins. And the attack of the Mariners by Dominique Pope results in the kill. Our score now 15-5. Serving for the Mariners will be Gabby Marianakis. Serves from well beyond that back line, as it will be Wong attacking for the Dolphins. Set once again by Kylie Kappas, attack by Kayla Gleason is dug out by the Dolphins, and the attack of Siobhan Granish is blocked once again. Ball returned over the net to the Dolphins' side. Sandy Mila attacks. Set by the Mariners. Attack by Dominique Pope. Nicely done there by Jessica Caffiero, but her bump sees the ball go over the net and out of play for the error. Score now 16-5 in favor of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Marianakis to serve once again for the Mariners. That one barely clears the top of the net. It's dug out by the Dolphins. The attack by Gronich avoiding the attempted block of 2 Mariners. And it's Kayla Gleason with the kill, as Victoria Wong couldn't handle it. Our score now 17-5 in favor of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Marianakis to serve once again for the Mariners. They lead by 12 here in this first set. It's dug out by Vanessa Reyes. The set by Cafiero. Granic attacks, dug out nicely by Marianakis. And the attack by Nicole Evanson off the net. Point goes to the Dolphins. Our score now 17-6. And it appears as if we will have our first substitution of this first set. Checking in for the Dolphins is Cassidy Yanariello, replacing Alexandria Bocci-Ansa. And Yanariello will serve for the Dolphins and pick up the service ace, as that was Kayla Gleason who couldn't dig it out for the Mariners. Our score now 17-7. Dolphins trailing. Serve from Yanariello. And that one was played over the net by Kali Kappas, and the Dolphins could not send it back over as they knock it right back into the net. Point goes to the Mariners, and the serve belongs to Kylie Kappas. The serve by Kappas is dug out by Wong. And that point goes to the Mariners, as it will be a kill for Kayla Gleason. Our score 19-7 in favor of the Mariners. That serve's handled by Mila Cafiero. Sets for Granic, who sees her attack travel over the back line. Point goes to the Mariners. Our score now 20-7. Kylie Kappas serving once again. Dolphins handle it. It's set by Cafiero for Mila, and her attack travels over the back line as well. Point goes to the Mariners. Our score 21-7. Serve by Kappas, bumped up by Mila. That one's set for Reyes, and for the third consecutive point, the Dolphins see one of their attacks travel over the back line. They're putting a bit too much on it, perhaps trying to avoid the block being set up at the net by two Mariners. And that will go down as a service ace. I believe it was Vanessa Reyes who mishandled that ball. Score now 23-7 in favor of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Serve still belongs to Kylie Kappas of the Mariners. It will be Cafiero over to Reyes, who bumps it over. The set by Kappas of the Mariners, attacked by Dominique Pope. It will be Granic who attacks for the Dolphins. And that one's set nicely right at the net by Kylie Kappas, and the kill finished off by Kayla Gleason. Dolphins just seem overmatched at the net right now. Their lack of size up front certainly hurting them here in this first set. As that one rolls off the fingertips of Mila, back to Wong. It's bumped over by Vanessa Reyes. And once again, it is a kill for the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, and they will take the first set of this match by a score of 25-7. The Dolphins looked a bit overmatched in that first set. We'll see if they can turn things around when we come back here on CSI Sportsnet. Coverage of NCAA Division III Women's Volleyball set number 2 between the Dolphins and Mariners coming up next. We'll be right back.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook. And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tight.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
And we're back here from the Sports and Recreation Center here on the campus of the College of Staten Island, NCAA Division III women's volleyball action. The Dolphins of the College of Staten Island taking on the Mariners of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. The Mariners leading the match 1-0, winning the first set convincingly over the Dolphins, who look to bounce back here in set number 2. A big issue for the Dolphins was being overmatched at the net, a lack of size up front, resulting in many blocked shots by the Mariners, and the Dolphins had a lot of trouble getting their attacks over and around those walls set up right at the net by the Mariners. We'll see if the Dolphins can find a way around that here in set number 2. As we're about set to get underway, the horn sounds. Set number 2 ready to begin here at the Sports and Recreation Center. While we have a moment, I told you about one of the Dolphins' prior matches back last week on October 10th, the first of 2 matches played on that day as part of a tri-match. The first match, a 3-0 defeat at the hands of Brooklyn College. The second match played by the Dolphins on that afternoon was against Medgar Evers College. The Dolphins won that match convincingly, taking the first set by a score of 25-11, the second set by a score of 25-9, and the third set by a score of 25-14. A big match for Sandy Mila, who had 11 kills to lead the Dolphins. Shaban Gronich with 9 aces for CSI. And set number 2 is set to begin as Jessica Cafiero serves for the Dolphins. A whistle from the referee, who points over to the Mariners side of the net, and it looks like an error in positioning by the Mariners, as 2 of their players will swap spots on that side of the floor. First point of set number 2 goes to CSI. Once again, Cafiero serving. And that will go down as an ace. Mishandled by the Mariners' number 2, Megan Toller. Cafiero to serve once again. Dolphins leading 2-0. And that one set nicely by Kylie Kappas. And the kill goes to Jordy Macbeth for the Mariners, who are on the board here in set number 2. Score now 2-1. It will be Dominique Pope serving for the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. That one played back by Cafiero. Juan gets it over for the Dolphins. Attack from the Mariners by Dominique Pope over the back line, and the point goes to the Dolphins. After a rough first set, the Dolphins find themselves ahead here in set number 2, 3-1. It will be Shaban Gronich serving for CSI. Set up by Kappas. The attack by Gleason off a couple of Dolphins. That one finds its way back over to the Dolphins side of the net. Sandy Mila attacks back over. And that one dropped in by Megan Toller. A bunch of Dolphins attempting to make a play on it, including Jessica Cafiero. but they could not dig it out. Point goes to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, and the serve to Jordy Macbeth. Set by Cafiero, and that one is sent right back to her. Blocked at the net, maybe even caught some of the net on the Dolphins' side. Either way, it's a point, a set tying point for the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. We're knotted up at 3. Served by Jordy Macbeth. It's Wong who bumped it over towards Cafiero, and Wong who tried to play it back over. That one well over the back line. Point to the Mariners. Once again serving is Jordy Macbeth. Set by Cafiero for Reyes off the fingertips of a couple of Mariners. And sending it back over with the strong attack, I believe, was number 14, Kayla Gleason. Score now 5-3 in favor of the Mariners. Cafiero sets. That one attacked over very lightly, and then attacked over once again, equally lightly, by the Mariners. They drop it in. A nice attempt there by Catherine Adams of the Dolphins to try and drop that right in between the Mariners players. Dug out nicely, and then the Mariners executing exactly what Adams had attempted prior and picking up the point. They lead 6-3 as Cafiero sets it up for Mila. It's returned over by the Mariners after some confusion. Dolphins attack by Sandy Mila. That one's knocked up into the air. Somehow the Mariners able to get it back over as it's Mila attacking once again. Set by Kylie Kappas. An attack is dug out by Victoria Wong. Sandy Mila plays it over gently. And a strong attack once again by Kayla Gleason, picking up the point for the Mariners. And unfortunately for the Dolphins, they just can't seem to set up a heavy attack back over toward the Mariners' side of the net, something the Mariners have had no trouble doing so far here in this one. They lead set number 2 by a score of 7-3. Serve still with Jordy Macbeth. Gronich up to Cafiero, who sets for Reyes, and the kill goes to Vanessa Reyes. Dolphins back on the board. Our score 7-4 here in set number 2. Substitution for the Dolphins, as it will be Alexandria Bocci-Ansa checking in and replacing, it was Cassidy Yanariello checking in, replacing Catherine Adams. Yanariello with the serve for the Dolphins. At the front of the net, setting is Kappas, and once again a kill for the Mariners, who now go ahead 8-4 as Adams will check back in for Yanariello. With the serve going to the Mariners, they'll both take a position at the end of the bench for now, as that error on the serve by the Mariners resulting in a point for the Dolphins. Our score now 8-5, serve to Vanessa Reyes. And once again, a whistle from the official, and it looks like mispositioned players costing the Mariners a point once again. We've seen that now twice here in this second set, both on the most recent service by Reyes and prior to the first service of this second set from the Dolphins. That one's set by Gleason, and that attack by Kate Leffler travels well over the back line, in error. And a point for the Dolphins. Vanessa Reyes still serving for CSI. And that one mishandled by the libero for the Mariners. That's number 3, Hannah Hill. Serve stays with the Dolphins, who now have this second set tied at 8. The serve by Reyes is ruled in directly on that back line, and the Dolphins have regained the lead after falling behind 8-3 here in the second set. Resilience being shown here by this Dolphins team after a poor showing in set number 1 and falling behind once again in set number 2, as all of a sudden the Mariners having trouble keeping the ball within the boundaries. Dolphins now ahead 10-8. Service still with Vanessa Reyes, who moves over to the far corner near the top left corner of your screen. And it's an ace for Reyes as the Dolphins now jump out to a 3-point lead. Miscues on the part of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy have really opened the door for the Dolphins here in set number 2. They've jumped out to a 3-point lead. The set by Kappas, a heavy attack by Kate Leffler, nicely dug out by Gronich. And Sandy Mila looking to attack, comes up short. That one off the top of the net and drops back down right in front of her. Point to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, who now regains serve. It will be Kayla Gleason. And that one's dropped right in the middle of 5 Dolphins. A service ace for the Mariners has them back within a single point. Momentum seemed to have shifted in favor of the Dolphins. The Mariners look to capture it back quickly as that one's set by Cafiero. The attack by Reyes travels well over the back line, and we're knotted up at 11. Service stays with Kayla Gleason. Set by Reyes. Soft attack by Mila. And a soft attack back the other way by Kate Leffler, dropping it where no Dolphins were positioned, and the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy has regained the lead. A back and forth second set here at the Sports and Recreation Center. Dolphins trailing 12-11, make that 13-11. As the point goes to the Mariners, the Dolphins look to get that one over, and it was knocked right back down. I believe it was Kate Leffler with the kill. As that one's set by Cafiero for Bochi Ansa. Her attack is blocked, set once again by Cafiero for Reyes. Kylie Kappas sets for the Mariners. Victoria Wong looking to get it over. She could not. And Siobhan Gronich followed that up with another attempt to play the ball back over to the Mariners side of the net. She failed to do so. Point goes to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, who now find themselves leading by 3 here in the second set. And Dolphins head coach Jason Madsen will call a timeout. Dolphins trailing by 3 points here in set number 2. Trailing this match in total sets 1-0. As the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy with a very strong showing in set number 1. The Dolphins did not reach 10 points in that first set. They have already reached 11 points here in set number 2, but find themselves trailing by 3. The size of the net was a big issue in set number 1. The Dolphins seeing many of their attacks blocked. They've also failed to attempt many heavy attacks, which have made those blocks a much easier task for the Mariners. A big reason why, that reason being blocks, big reason why the Mariners find themselves leading 1-0, and by a score of 14-11 here in set number 2. Continuing with our weekend review for the Dolphins, they played another tri-match on Saturday, October 15th. The first of a pair of matches played on that day was against Sarah Lawrence College. The Dolphins won that match 3-2, and I'll talk more about that when we have another break in the action as play resumes here in set number 2. Our score 14-11 in favor of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Make that 15-11, as it will be a service ace for Kayla Gleason. Served by Gleason and set by Cafiero. Sandy Mila with a soft attack back the other way, and looking to create a diversion with her look to one way and then attack the other was Kylie Kappas. Not a bad idea, but that one did not clear the top of the net. Point to the Dolphins and service to Sandy Mila. And a very nice attack there by Dominique Pope. Not much behind it, but putting it where there were no Dolphins positioned. We've seen a lot of attacks by the Mariners placed very well in between the Dolphins players. And precision is also a big reason why the Mariners find themselves ahead now, 17-12, as it will be a service ace for the Mariners' number 3, Hannah Hill. Our score 17-12. Serve stays with the Mariners. And that one ruled in as it makes contact with that back line. The Mariners have now jumped out to a 6-point lead. 18-12 here in set number 2. And once again, a service ace by Hannah Hill as Victoria Wong couldn't handle it. Score now 19-12. Set by Caffiero for Gronich off the fingertips of a couple of Mariners who attempted to block it, but it's a kill for Siobhan Gronich. Dolphins regain serve. Now trailing by 6. It's 19-13 in favor of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Victoria Wong serving for the Dolphins. And nothing the Dolphins can do about that. Jordy Macbeth with a very heavy attack and no chance to dig it out for any Dolphins, as we will have a substitution for the Mariners, as entering will be number 18, Emily Gramer. And that will go down as a service ace for the Mariners once again. The new server is Kylie Kappas. Score now 21-13 in favor of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. And that's a service error. Point goes to the Dolphins, who now trail by 7. Jessica Caffiero will be serving for CSI. Set by Kappas for Pope, and a well-placed attack once again by the Mariners, who now lead by 8. Serving will be Dominique Pope. Pope serve handled by Victoria Wong, up to Jessica Caffiero, who sets for Vanessa Reyes. Her attack is blocked. Sandy Mila plays it over weakly. Attack by Dominique Pope off the bump from Hannah Hill, the libero. Wong now sets it up for Siobhan Gronich. Her attack does not clear the net. May have been blocked. Either way, point goes to the Mariners. Service stays there. It'll be Dominique Pope serving once again. Misplayed by Victoria Wong. Set point now for the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Still serving for the Mariners is Dominique Pope, looking to close out set number 2. As Gronich attacks for the Dolphins. Set by Kylie Kappas, dug out nicely by Wong. The ball back over to the Mariners side of the net. Set once again by Kylie Kappas. And the attack and kill by number 18, Emily Gramer, brings a close to set number 2. Our final score in set number 2, the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy 25 and the College of Staten Island 14. Before we take a break, I'll continue with a recap of this week's matches played by the Dolphins. Where I left off was the Dolphins taking on Sarah Lawrence in the first of a pair of matches that were part of a tri-match. That taking place this past Saturday. The Dolphins winning set number 1 by a score of 25-15. Set number 2, dropping set number 1 by a score of 25-15, winning set number 2 by a score of 25-20. The Dolphins dropped set number 3, 25-21, won set number 4, 25-21, and then, of course, the 5th and final set played to 15 points. Dolphins taking that set by a score of 15-10, a career match for Siobhan Gronich, who had 22 kills, 14 kills for Sandy Mila as well. Jessica Caffiero with 43 assists for the Dolphins in that 5-set match. And that victory would pave the way for a matchup with William Patterson later that afternoon. We'll talk more about that later in the broadcast. I'll step aside for a minute and take a break as we prepare to begin set number 3 of this match between the Dolphins and the Mariners of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. We'll be right back with more NCAA Division III women's volleyball right here on CSI Sportsnet, your home for CSI Dolphins athletics at csidolphins.com.
It's harder whenever there's a bigger group. Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next...
And we're back here at the Sports and Recreation Center on the campus of the College of Staten Island. Set number 3 between the Dolphins and the Mariners of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy about to begin. The Mariners leading this match 2-0. And as we wait for set number 3 to begin, I mentioned the Dolphins took on William Patterson in the second match of a tri-match this past Saturday. That tri-match played by the Dolphins, William Patterson, the Pioneers of William Patterson, and Sarah Lawrence College. The Dolphins with a 3-2 victory over Sarah Lawrence. William Patterson winning 3-0 over Sarah Lawrence, and then the Dolphins falling 3-0 against William Patterson. I'll talk more about that when we have a break in the action. As set number 3 begins, serve belonged to the Mariners. The attack by number 18 of the Mariners, Emily Gramer, sent back on the attack by Gronich, and the kill will go to Shaban Gronich. Dolphins pick up the first point of the third set, as they did in set number 2. The Dolphins jumped out to an early lead in that second set. At one point led 11-8. But couldn't finish the deal as the Mariners regained momentum and control of that set as they pick up the point here, evening set number 3 at 1 point aside. But the Dolphins seem to have some momentum in that second set. Took a big step forward from their performance in the first set. And if they can take a step forward from set number 2 here in set number 3, they should have an opportunity to push this one to at least 4 sets. As the attack by Gronich goes over the back line, an error. Point to the Mariners. Service belongs to Dominique Pope. Served by Pope, handled by Wong. Set by Reyes, and the attack by Sandy Mila travels over the back line. Once again, an error charged to the Dolphins. Dominique Pope serving once again for the Mariners. It's bumped up by Wong. Cafiero sets it up for Sandy Mila. Her attack handled on the back line. And that one off the net. Point goes to the Dolphins. Now playing libero for the Mariners is number 6, Elena Hudson. And serving here for the Dolphins, who trail 3-2, will be Shaban Gronich. Set up by Kylie Kappas for Nicole Evanson. It's dug out by the Dolphins, and it will be Vanessa Reyes who sees her attack travel over the boundaries and out of play. An error once again charged to the Dolphins, their third here in set number 3. As Jordy Macbeth will serve for the Mariners. And that one dug out nicely by Victoria Wong over the net, and it falls in front of all the Mariners, so a point to the Dolphins. Nicely handled there by Victoria Wong, who will now serve for CSI. That one is set up for Evanson once again. Sandy Mila attacks for the Dolphins. Kappas sets for Evanson. The Dolphins try and block it, and Jessica Caffiero digs it out, sends it over. As that one comes bouncing right over my head. Service will stay with the Mariners. Looks like it will be number 18, Emily Gramer, serving. Serve by Gramer. It's set by Caffiero for Reyes, and her attack looks like it grazed the fingertips of a Mariners player. The kill for Vanessa Reyes. Point goes to the Dolphins. Vanessa Reyes will serve for CSI. Caffiero sets for Gronich. It's dug out by the Mariners. The attack there was by Kate Leffler. The Dolphins able to return the ball over, and it's number 18, Emily Gramer, who sends her attack straight into the net, and we're tied at 5. Vanessa Reyes maintains service for the Dolphins. And that one is mishandled by Nicole Evanson. Point to the Dolphins, who find themselves ahead once again, 6-5. The Dolphins improved greatly from set 1 to set 2. Find themselves leading once again here in set number 3. As the set by Kappas for Leffler. Her attack trickles over. The Dolphins able to return it to the Mariners side of the net. A heavy attack there by number 6, Elena Hudson. And then played softly over by Kylie Kappas of the Mariners. Her team awarded the point. Set number 3 now tied at 6. Serve goes to Nicole Evanson of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Set by Caffiero for Sandy Mila. 2 Mariners converge on it. That attack hit over softly by Dominique Pope. And set right at the net by Kylie Kappas. The attack by the Mariners returned once again by the Dolphins. That attack will not be returned back to the sender, as it's Dominique Pope with the kill. A lot of play going on right at the net. Difficult to keep up here with these two teams. A lot of action right at the net in this one, as the Mariners take a 7-6 lead. That one played over softly by Sandy Mila, handled by the Mariners. Attack is dug out by Wong. Is set by Caffiero for Reyes. Reyes bumps it over. It's quickly back on the Dolphins side, as Caffiero sends it over once again. And a strong attack there by Kate Leffler of the Mariners, who now lead 8-6 here in set number 3. Service will stay with them. Nicole Evanson serving once again for the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Attack by Jessica Caffiero, softly. It's returned to the Dolphins. Caffiero sets for Catherine Adams. That one outside the boundaries. Point goes to the Mariners once again. They now lead 9-6. Serve by Evanson, well within the boundaries there. Miscommunication along the back line. Wong has a brief conversation with Siobhan Gronich about it. However, the point goes to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. They now lead by 4. Our score 10-6 here in set number 3. Cafiero sets for the Dolphins, and that one rolls off the palm of Vanessa Reyes. Our score now 11-6. CSI trails by 5 points here in the third set. Ball with the Mariners, set by Kappas, attacked by Leffler. Dug out by the Dolphins, and Sandy Mila sends that attack right into the net. Once again, the point goes to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, who now have a commanding 6-point lead. And that service over the back line, and an error charged to the Mariners. Dolphins will finally regain serve. And the serve by Sandy Mila ricochets off the net and drops back in front of Jessica Cafiero. Service error charged to the Dolphins. And it goes right back over to the Mariners now, as that one's set up for Siobhan Granic. Her attack is dug out by Dominique Pope. The set by Kylie Kappas, an attack dug out by the Dolphins. And once again, that ball played back and forth right at the net. The Dolphins' attempted attack was blocked. The ball drops right in front of Jessica Cafiero. Could not play it back over. And once again, we see lack of size up front, giving the Dolphins trouble as a service error is charged to the Mariners. We'll have a substitution for the Dolphins as Cassidy Yanariello checks in for Catherine Adams. Yanariello will be serving for CSI. Mishandled by Nicole Evanson along the far corner of the boundary. Point to the Dolphins, ace for Yanariello. Ball back on the Dolphins side of the net, set by Cafiero for Granic. Her attack's dug out. Dominique Pope sends an attack back the other way. It's set for Granic once again, tries to drop it in behind the attempted block. And the attack attempt by Dominique Pope of the Mariners hits off the bottom of the net. That one seemed to roll awkwardly off the palm. Dolphins now creeping back into this one. Our score 14-10. And the point goes to the Dolphins. I didn't catch exactly why. The point goes to CSI. Our score 14-11. As a heavy attack from Dominique Pope, and the Dolphins looking to play that one back over. Ball off the scoreboard was still in play. Dolphins couldn't track it down. Very difficult task for them to accomplish. And after pulling within 3 points, Dolphins now trail 15-11. Here in this third set, they trail 2-0. Serving is Kylie Kappas for the Mariners. That ball is set by Cafiero for Bochi Ansa. And it's Dominique Pope who sends an attack back the other way. Cafiero bumps one up, and Bochi Ansa sends her attack right into the center of the net. Point goes to the Mariners. The Dolphins have committed quite a few errors on the attack here in this third set. As Granic with a very strong attack ricochets off the block setup. Sending it back the other way is Emily Gramer, who picks up the kill and the point for the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. They now lead 17-11. Still serving is Kylie Kappas. It's set up by Cafiero. Granic sends her attack toward the back upper corner of the boundary and placed very nicely as the point is awarded to the Dolphins. A kill for Siobhan Granic. A very well-placed attack there. Not sure the Mariners expected that one to fall within the boundaries. As that one spiked down, Sandy Mila tried to dig it out for the Dolphins. Could not. Point goes to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. They lead 18-12. Ball with the Dolphins. It's set by Cafiero, and the attack by Reyes grazes the fingertips of a pair of Mariners. It was Jordy Macbeth and Emily Gramer up front for the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, looking to block that attack. They see it roll off their fingertips. Point goes to CSI. They trail by 5 here in this third set. Our score 18-13. Siobhan Gronich serving. Set up by Kappas. The attack by Macbeth, dug out by the Dolphins. Vanessa Reyes attacks off the set by Cafiero. Boccianza sends it back over after it was softly played toward her. And a very heavy attack by Dominique Pope goes out of play. And an error charged to the Mariners. Service will stay with the Dolphins. It will be Siobhan Gronich serving for CSI. Once again, they now trail by 4 points. This set number 3 of this match between the Dolphins and Mariners. The set by Kylie Kappas, the attack by Emily Gramer, and the kill credited to Emily Gramer. Our score now 19-14. Jordy Macbeth serving for the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Ball set by Cafiero now for Vanessa Reyes, and that travels over the back line. And an error is charged to the Dolphins once again. They've committed quite a few errors here in this third set. We apologize if we've lost video. Technical difficulties here on CSI Sportsnet. We apologize once again, as I do have the red light indicating we have lost our video feed. I'll do my best to keep up with the action for you, as the service by the Mariners belonged to Jordy Macbeth. She's credited with a service ace, as Victoria Wong could not handle it. Our score now 21-14 in favor of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. Macbeth serving once again. Played over with the fist by Jessica Cafiero, and it was sent right back to her once again. That was the reason for my pause, and once again the Dolphins cannot keep their attack attempt within the boundary. As Cafiero played it over with the fist, it was sent right back toward her. Then the Dolphins attack landed outside the boundary. Service stays with Jordy Macbeth. A set by Jessica Cafiero for Sandy Mila. Her attack is dug out. And the point goes to the Dolphins. I believe that ball was struck twice by the same player consecutively. I believe that was the reason for the point being awarded earlier as well, when I was unsure of why the Dolphins received the point. Our score now 22-15. Service with the Dolphins, but not for long, as a very heavy attack placed well right along the near boundary. And the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy pulls to within 2 points of picking up a victory in straight sets over the Dolphins. Served by Emily Gramer. And the Dolphins looking to attack. It was Vanessa Reyes, and once again her attack is blocked right at the net. Ball drops back in front of her, and the Dolphins just have had a great deal of trouble clearing the block attempts of the Mariners, and the Dolphins failed to return the serve of the Mariners back over, and our video feed returns just in time for the Dolphins to drop this third set by a score of 25-15. The Dolphins lose this match in straight sets to the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, and a very rough night for the Dolphins here at the Sports and Recreation Center against a team that posed a lot of issues for them, especially right at the net. The Dolphins had trouble clearing the block attempts of the Mariners at the point of attack. We saw many of the Dolphins' attacks blocked right at the net. Very heavy attacks coming back toward the Dolphins from the other side of the net. The Mariners really in command of this match from start to finish, though the Dolphins did see momentum swing in their favor on 1 or 2 occasions. We saw in the second set the Dolphins jumped out to an early lead. The Mariners then regained the lead toward the middle of that set, and the Dolphins rallied back. They took I believe it was an 11-8 lead in that second set. However, they could not maintain that lead and dropped set number 2. Set number 1, there wasn't much to talk about as the Dolphins found themselves down big very quickly. They dropped set number 1 without reaching 10 points in set number 2. It was much closer. The Dolphins with a much better showing improved upon their performance in set number 1. And then in set number 3, once again, the Dolphins with a much better performance than we saw in set number 1. Unfortunately, it was not enough as they dropped set number 3 by a final score of 25-15. As we take a look ahead at the Dolphins' upcoming schedule, the Dolphins will be on the road at Hunter College 2 days from now, October 20th. Excuse me, that match, as I am confused with my dates here. They have an October 20th matchup against Hunter College and an October 22nd matchup, actually a tri-match here at the CSI Sports and Recreation Center. That tri-match will be participated in by the Dolphins, NJCU, and Medgar Evers College. Once again, that tri-match will take place on October 22nd. That's a Saturday, this coming Saturday. Following the loss here in this match tonight, the Dolphins fall to 6-12. Their record in their conference, the CUNYAC, stands at 3-3, and the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy improves to 11-8. They possess they improved to 12-8. They now possess a record, or came in possessing a record of 4-1 in their conference, the Skyline Conference. The Dolphins also have a match against Baruch College here at home on October 25th, and that will be their final home match of the season. So once again, a quick rundown of the upcoming schedule. October 20th at Hunter College, a conference matchup. That match begins at 6 p.m. And then here on CSI Sportsnet, a tri-match. Actually, we may not have Sportsnet coverage of that tri-match, as the women's soccer team will also be in action on Saturday. So dependent upon where Sportsnet will be on Saturday, there may or may not be coverage of that tri-match. The tri-match here at the CSI Sports and Recreation Center begins at 12 p.m. The women's soccer team will be in action as well on Saturday at 2 p.m. And once again, the women's volleyball team will be in action on October 25th as well. That another conference matchup against Baruch College. They will then close out the season with 3 road matchups against St. Joseph's of Brooklyn, FDU Florham, and then a tri-match with NJCU and Manhattanville colleges. Looking at the CUNYAC standings before we sign off here, no implications on the CUNYAC standings from tonight's game, with the Dolphins currently sitting in 5th in their conference. We mentioned conference matchups coming up against Hunter, Medgar Evers College, and Baruch. Hunter and Baruch sitting atop the CUNYAC. Hunter with a record of 7-0, and Baruch with a record of 5-1 in the CUNYAC. So the Dolphins will have tough conference tests coming up. One of those matches against Baruch College to be played here at the CSI Sports and Recreation Center, a conference matchup with Medgar Evers also to be played here at the CSI Sports and Recreation Center. Medgar Evers at the bottom of the CUNYAC with a conference record of 0-6. The Dolphins taking on Medgar Evers earlier this past week, winning that match in straight sets. And that's all for our coverage here from the CSI Sports and Recreation Center tonight. Our final score in this match between the Mariners of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy and the Dolphins. Mariners win it in straight sets, 3-0. Once again, the Dolphins' next broadcast here on CSI Sportsnet will either be Saturday, October 22nd, a tri-match against NJCU and Medgar Evers, or on October 25th against Baruch College. Those conference matchups against Baruch and Medgar Evers could have playoff or conference tournament seeding implications. This has been Joe Foreman along with my engineer, Mishak Alexander, bringing you coverage of NCAA Division III women's volleyball. Dolphins fall to the Mariners of U.S. Merchant Marine Academy, 3-0. Thank you for watching and have a good night.